If you're buying an RV in 2025, you better be wide awake, because the quality control in this industry has hit rock bottom. What used to be dependable brands are now pumping out rigs with leaks, wiring failures, busted slide-outs, and parts falling off before you even get home. And the worst part? These issues aren't limited to cheap trailers. Some of the most expensive motorhomes on the market are rolling disasters. This video isn't about nitpicking. This is a straight-up warning. I'm talking about brands with soaring warranty claims, dealer service departments backed up for months, and owners begging for help while manufacturers dodge responsibility. If you don't want to end up with a rig that spends more time in the shop than on the road, pay close attention. Today, I'm calling out the top 5 RV brands with major quality issues in 2025. These are the names you'll recognize, but maybe not the truth behind them. If you're in the market right now, these are the ones you do not want to trust with your time, your money, or your road trip dreams. Let's start with number 1, Coachmen. Coachmen has become one of the biggest disappointments in the RV world in 2025. Once a respected mid-tier brand known for simple reliability, it's now infamous for poor build quality, rising warranty claims, and customer support that's stretched so thin it's almost non-existent. Let's get straight to the issues. Leaking roofs, warped walls, electrical systems that fail within the first few trips. These aren't rare defects. They're happening at scale. Service centers across the country are buried in Coachmen warranty work. Owners are reporting units less than a year old with water damage, mold behind panels, slide-outs that won't close, and appliances wired incorrectly. That's not wear and tear. That's a production problem. A major reason behind the chaos? Rushed builds. During the boom years, Coachmen ramped up production during the demand spike, leaning heavily on temporary labor and supply chain workarounds. Corners were cut, inspections were skipped, and now the consequences are hitting hard. Quality took a back seat, and it shows in the growing mountain of complaints. It's not just the product, it's the service. Dealers report waiting weeks, even months, for parts reimbursements. A leaked internal email from early 2025 confirmed that Forest River, Coachmen's parent company, suspended parts payments while conducting audits. Translation: the factory doesn't trust the dealers, and the dealers don't trust the factory. Guess who gets stuck in the middle? The customer. Even dealerships are backing away. Some have stopped taking on new Coachmen inventory, calling it a two-time loss. Once to floor it and again to fix it. Used units from 2023 and 2024 are showing up on auction blocks at massive losses, often 25 to 30% below book value. Coachmen is now a gamble, plain and simple. Buying one in 2025 means accepting that you might spend more time chasing warranty claims than actually enjoying your RV. For a brand that built its reputation on serving working families and weekend travelers, it's a stunning fall from grace. Until Coachmen fixes its quality control, regains the trust of its dealer network, and puts service back at the top of its priority list, it's not a brand I'd recommend to anyone. Not for beginners, not for full-timers, not for anyone who values their time, their money, or their sanity. Keystone has a serious quality control crisis in 2025, and it's hitting buyers where it hurts most. Once celebrated for variety and value, Keystone now finds itself at the center of a growing storm of slide-out failures, roof leaks, electrical nightmares, and crumbling resale values. Let's break it down. The Cougar, Springdale, and Hideout, some of Keystone's most popular lines, are now being reported by owners as plagued with structural issues. We're talking about slide mechanisms that stick, squeal, or completely fail within the first year. Roof membranes bubbling or peeling, gaps in insulation, even cabinets and drawers that fall off their hinges during normal travel. These aren't isolated incidents. They're being reported in forums, Facebook groups, and service logs nationwide. What went wrong? Overproduction. Keystone flooded the market between 2020 and 2023, trying to meet explosive demand. That meant ramping up factory lines, hiring inexperienced labor, and rushing builds to meet quotas. Quality suffered. Big time. Now, service departments are buried in repair work, and Keystone's support team is overwhelmed. And let's talk Resale A 2023 Keystone Cougar. That once listed for over $60,000 is now trading hands for just over $33,000 at auction. That's not depreciation, it's collapse. Buyers are getting burned trying to trade in these rigs and getting offered bottom dollar, or worse, told dealers won't even take them. Dealers are frustrated too. Some are refusing new Keystone allocations or demanding deep discounts just to take delivery. A leaked dealer bulletin from mid-2025 stated, "Elevated field inventory remains our core challenge." Translation: Keystone built too much and can't move it, which means every rig sitting unsold racks up costs and loses value. Keystone's reputation is now in freefall. Owners feel abandoned, dealers feel trapped, and the brand that once symbolized accessible RVing is now a flashing red warning sign. If you're shopping for an RV in 2025, I'd stay far away from Keystone unless you're prepared to deal with repairs, service delays, and the pain of watching your investment lose value before your first camping season is over. This brand needs a full reboot. Until then, it's a hard no. Thor is the giant of the RV world, controlling multiple sub-brands like Jayco, Keystone, Integra, Coachmen, and more. But in 2025, bigger isn't better. It's a mess. Thor's brand has become synonymous with inconsistent build quality, customer service failures, and rigs that look good on the lot but fall apart on the road. Let's get one thing straight. Thor's issue isn't just one bad model. It's systemic. From entry-level trailers to luxury Class A coaches, the complaints are pouring in. Leaky windows, electrical shorts, delaminated walls, faulty plumbing, and structural problems that show up within months of ownership. Some owners have even reported needing major roof repairs within the first year. The root cause? Thor went too big, too fast. Their build it fast, sell it faster mentality during the RV boom overloaded factories and created massive quality control gaps. And now, with demand down and loan rates high, the cracks are showing, literally and figuratively. Buyers aren't just mad about the defects, they're furious about what happens next. Warranty support is slow, inconsistent, and in some cases, non-existent. Getting Thor to approve a repair can take weeks. Parts are backordered. Service centers are overwhelmed. Many owners are stuck paying out of pocket for factory defects just to get back on the road. Dealers are catching on too. Some are quietly backing away from Thor products or demanding lower wholesale prices to offset the surge in warranty headaches. A few have even told customers outright that they won't stock certain Thor lines until build quality improves. To make matters worse, resale values on Thor rigs are tanking. With so many units on the market and a reputation in decline, used prices are plummeting, especially for their motorized units. That means if you bought one in the last 2 years, you might be upside down on your loan and stuck with a rig you can't sell for what you owe. Thor is too big to vanish overnight, but its foundation is cracking. Unless they commit to fewer models, slower production, and real investment in quality control, the trust they once had is gone. Right now, buying a Thor-built RV in 2025 is a high-risk move, and for most folks, it's just not worth it. Forest River is one of the most recognized names in RVS, and also one of the most criticized in 2025. With a sprawling lineup of sub-brands like Rockwood, Cherokee, Vibe, Salem, and many more, they cover every segment of the market. But instead of delivering consistency, Forest River has become the poster child for overextended quality, dealer frustration, and customer letdowns. Here's the reality: the more brands Forest River runs, the more diluted their quality control becomes. Across their towables and motorized lines, owners are reporting issues like frame misalignment, water leaks, cheap fixtures, poorly sealed roofs, and systems that fail within the first few months. These are not entry-level quirks. These are fundamental problems that should never leave the factory. One of the biggest gripes? Inconsistent workmanship. Two identical rigs from the same model line might have completely different build quality depending on which plant made them. That's not just a red flag, it's a flashing neon sign that the company has lost control of its own product standards. Worse yet, getting help once you discover a problem is a battle. Forest River's warranty department has earned a reputation for being slow, unresponsive, and downright stingy when it comes to approving claims. Many customers are left bouncing between dealers, third-party servicers, and corporate reps trying to get basic issues resolved. Meanwhile, parts delays stretch out for weeks or months, leaving rigs stuck in the shop, or worse, unusable. Dealers aren't happy either. With floor plan financing piling up and service centers clogged, many are quietly scaling back Forest River stock or switching to other manufacturers with fewer post-sale headaches. Some service managers have even gone on record saying, "Forest River rigs are the most inconsistent we've ever dealt with." And if you're thinking of buying used, the market's already warning you. Resale values on Forest River models are slipping fast, with some units losing 25% or more in just the first year. That's not just bad news for current owners, it's a major warning sign for new buyers. Forest River has the size, resources, and reach to fix this. But right now they're choosing scale over stability. Until they pause and clean up the mess, buying a Forest River RV in 2025 is a roll of the dice. Some owners get lucky, but too many don't. Fleetwood was once the gold standard in luxury motorhomes. The Bounder and Discovery models were iconic, built for serious travel, loaded with comfort, and backed by a legacy of quality. But in 2025, that legacy is under serious threat. Fleetwood has become a cautionary tale of rising prices, falling build quality, and a customer base that's losing confidence fast. The problems start with the rigs themselves. Owners are reporting major issues in rigs less than a year old: slide-outs failing, leveling systems malfunctioning, roofs leaking, and electronics shorting out. These aren't minor annoyances. We're talking about diesel coaches that cost over $300,000, arriving from the factory with problems you'd expect from a bargain trailer. So, what went wrong? Fleetwood, under the umbrella of REV Group, tried to keep up with industry-wide demand by ramping up production and cutting costs. That meant cheaper materials, rotating labor crews, and pressure on the build lines to get units out fast. The result? A spike in warranty claims and a growing wave of online complaints. And getting those repairs done? Good luck. Customers report long delays waiting for parts, slow responses from Fleetwood's support team, and dealers stuck with repair bills that go unpaid for months. It's created a ripple effect: frustrated owners, overwhelmed service departments, and dealers quietly reducing new Fleetwood orders. Resale value has taken a beating too. Bounders and Discoveries that used to hold value well are now selling at auction for 25 to 40% below invoice within the first year. That's a devastating hit for anyone who financed one of these rigs, especially with high interest rates pushing monthly payments into the stratosphere. Fleetwood's problem isn't just economic, it's existential. A brand built on trust and prestige is now known more for service issues and buyer regret. Unless they overhaul their production standards and start backing their dealers and customers properly, Fleetwood could be one of the next big names to fade out. For 2025, Fleetwood is a high-risk buy. You might get a great rig, but you might also get a six-figure nightmare. And in this market, that's a gamble most folks shouldn't take. So there it is, 5 of the biggest names in the RV world now tied to serious quality issues in 2025. These aren't just minor problems or one-off lemons. These are patterns. Consistent complaints about bad builds, warranty delays, service breakdowns, and rigs that cost a fortune but fall apart far too soon. The RV lifestyle is supposed to be about freedom, not frustration. But if you buy the wrong brand in this market, you're not just risking your wallet, you're risking your time, your safety, and your sanity. And the worst part? Most of these companies aren't fixing the problems. They're doubling down, cutting costs, and pushing more units out the door, hoping customers don't notice until it's too late. If you're in the market right now, do your homework. Don't fall for the brochure or the walkthrough hype. Look at owner reviews, check the forums, and talk to real people who've lived with these rigs for more than a weekend. And if this video helped you steer clear of a bad decision, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe for more hard-hitting RV truth. Because the industry might not want you to know what's going on, but I'll keep telling it exactly like it is.